Bonjour et bienvenue au septième dans un nombre inconnu de Podcasts. Hallo und willkommen zum siebten in einer unbekannten Anzahl von Podcasts. Hola y bienvenidos al séptimo en un número desconocido de podcasts. I'm sorry, it's April Fool's Day and I couldn't resist. Hello, and welcome to the seventh in an unknown number of podcasts. I begin this morning with the poem from the book that I've been going back to with funny poems for every day of the year. And we have the poem for April the 1st, called April the 1st by Claire Bevan. One literacy hour, our teacher, Miss Telling, said, "Write down these words. I am testing your spelling." 1. Aardvark. 2. Proboscis. 3. Rhododendron. 4. Iridescent. 5. Lexicographer. 6. Fahrenheit. 7. Orchid. 8. Onomatopoeia. 9. Llanfair pwlchwyngith go gera chwyndrobos plantasilio go go goch. But when we all groaned, and we all cursed our fate, Miss Telling just smiled and said, "Now add the date." It is a strange time that we're in, and perhaps some of you may have not felt like playing a prank on somebody at home, or tensions might be such that trying to pull off a joke or a prank might not be taken in the right way. Action for Happiness has been producing active coping calendars, and if you're not aware of them, I do recommend that you take a look on the Facebook page or search for them online. And as it happens, for the 1st of April, their coping strategy is to make a plan to help you keep calm and stay in contact. And it's with that in mind that the rest of today's podcast will have ideas for how we can cope in these uncertain times. Many of us may be going through a number of strange feelings at different parts of the day. We may be grieving a sense of what we used to know. A sense of normality is now no longer with us. Time for some people may feel that's been paused, or we're delaying certain things that we can't do anymore. Perhaps we're living more day to day. And these are all very odd but human feelings that we are having in response to the situation that we're in at the moment. To that end, there's something that somebody sent me a link to. It's schools-out.org. That's schools-out.org. And they've got lots of ideas and resources for families with young children, but also for older children as well. But part of it isn't just collecting a number of resources that students can use or children can use. They've got a number of things and suggestions for parents and adults too. Among the resources, there are a couple of suggestions for apps that you can use. One is called Calm, the app for meditation, and another is Headspace, that's for meditation and mindfulness. In addition to those, if you'd like to know how to get started with breathing exercises, then I can recommend something that a friend and indeed an ex-colleague of ours at Knutsford Academy has done that you might be able to try. Some of you may remember Miss Wilkinson. If you head over to Facebook, you can access some videos where she takes you through a breathing exercise. It's the Sea Within. It's kids yoga and mindfulness, and you can find that on Facebook. I've mentioned in previous podcasts the importance of having some form of routine, and that still holds true today. I suppose it can be tempting for some people, some students, to stay up a little later than normal, to sleep in until mid-afternoon, and then you have a sense of wasting the day. If you are struggling to establish some form of routine, I found this on social media the other day. somebody's tried to break up the day without mentioning any times, but just allotting certain periods of time for a range of activities. In addition, somebody else is making a record of any time that they feel that they could be doing something else. So if they have a particular wish that they wanted to go and visit somebody, or they were going to treat themselves to something, or they wanted to visit a new place, or invite people around, they've made a record of that. They've written it down on a piece of paper, and they've placed it all into a jar. So that over time, they're watching the jar fill up, and it's going to be full with things that they can do when we emerge from the other side of this situation. I know for a fact that my cousin, for example, he's a big McDonald's fan, and I know that when McDonald's opens its doors again, he'll be amongst the first in the queue to get back inside. So I'm sure he's written that down on his piece of paper, probably several times, and placed that into the jar. In addition, it's handy to think that where there are things that we can't do, maybe to reframe that and think of all the things that we can do. We're able now to perhaps spend more time with family than we were before. Tom from Year 8, for example, he's gotten in touch, and he said that actually spending an afternoon with family gathered around the TV watching a good TV series is a nice way to spend time with family. They recommend Around the World on the BBC and Hunted on Channel 4, and of course if you're sitting with your family watching the TV, always have some biscuits and a cup of tea with you as well. I'm aware that it can also be quite a difficult time, particularly when there's so many people perhaps sharing the same space under the same roof. I found this the other day. Unfortunately, I don't know who wrote it, so I can't credit it to somebody, but it does give us pause for thought. Let's try to remember that we all process things differently. Some people are falling apart right now, and that's okay. Some people will hold it together until this is all over, then crumble. That's okay too. Some people won't know exactly how this has affected them for a long time. It's all okay. Everyone is different, and we're all just doing the best we can. It's important, therefore, I think, that we spend some time focusing on just being kind to the people around us and kind to the people that we are sharing our spaces with. No act of kindness ever goes to waste, and I think simple things that we perhaps appreciate more now than we used to go a long way in creating a calmer and kinder environment. You might, for example, just go and make a cup of tea for somebody without them needing to ask. It could be in those heated moments, just taking a pause and perhaps not saying that cruel word or cruel sentence to somebody. It could even be just simply washing the dishes and putting things away to save somebody else a job. Whatever it is, if we focus on just being a little bit kinder and perhaps thinking of others more than we think of ourselves, these are things that can be more helpful and promote a calmer environment. Until the next time, be kind, take care, and stay safe.